At the beautiful Crib Point football ground, and I'm with the reserves coach of Crib Point. Had a big win today, the Magpies, over Pearsdale Panthers. Jared Newton, congratulations, Jared. Must feel good to have a win.
Yeah, finally, it was good. It's good to be 6 goals up at half time and just relax a bit during the game.
You obviously haven't been in that position this year. I mean, so is it a different mindset for you as coach, knowing that you thought we're pretty right here, although there's still a half to go, and your team had struggled to win? But I mean, you must have thought we're looking pretty good here.
Yeah, look, I was reasonably confident at the start of the game, and we had a few fill-ins which made me worry a little bit, but basically sort of half-time we were 6 goals up. I mean, for us it was just a matter of staying disciplined and our midfielders not sort of drifting too far forward and getting selfish, and they didn't. They played well and we ran out winners by, I think, 11, 12 goals in the end, so it was good.
How do you change your style of coaching or your style of message when your team's up?
I don't change a lot, really. I try and keep it positive, upbeat. It's hard when, we're struggling for numbers a bit at the moment and sort of going with a few fill-ins, but you just got to try and keep it positive and not be too hard. And we've got a good core of guys in our side who training hard and working hard, that, good young players that, give them 2-3 years, they'll start coming on. So it's just a matter of sort of putting as much effort as you can into them and hoping they continue to improve and eventually become good senior players for the club in the next couple of years. Yeah.
So in regard to the 2 divisions, has it been better for a club like Crib Point?
To be honest, I'm personally a big fan. I think we should have 3 divisions. I think it's.
So you're in favour of having the Sethnal teams in?
Massive favour. I'm a massive fan of that. Look, I think it's a controversial. It's a controversial position.
Oh, no doubt about that.
But I think, look, for clubs like us, whom we're not blessed with a heap of money. We're at the end of the line. It is hard to attract players.
Why are you at the end of the line? Because of where you're based. I mean, I said to Matt today when I was driving with him or following him here, because I don't know. Look, I know aspects of the Mornington Peninsula, but I don't know Crib Point. Never been here before. Lovely to be here today. Never been to Hastings before. Never been to Tyre before. But they are, with the greatest respect, sort of in the middle of nowhere. If you don't know how to get there, it'd be hard to get there.
Well, you're not driving through Crib Point. I mean, you got Stony Point down the end of the road, and if you're coming from Frankston, you're driving past 4, 5, 6 footy clubs before you get to Crib Point. So we are a club. We're a good club, made up of a lot of locals. It's a really great place to be, but. Just because you are so far out of the way, it can be hard to attract players, particularly when you're not winning games. So yeah.
And how can you change that?
Oh, look, I just think...
you think the 3rd division would certainly have helped?
I think for us it would. I honestly think it would for us, because it would mean we'd have more games, against your Pearsdales, against your Tyabs, and, games where I think that are probably more winnable for us. As I said, I know it's a controversial opinion, but certainly one I hold. So yeah.
Do you understand the situation though with the teams in the 1st division that would probably play many of those Sethnal teams, because they're seen as a bit stronger? Your Pakenhams, your Narre Warrens, your Cranbournes, Beaconsfield, etc. That the travel was going to be an issue and was the main issue?
Oh yeah, look, I do. I look, particularly for under 19s, it's hard, but I think we've maybe just got to rethink the model of local footy. I think maybe look at having more night games, so 19s games are starting in the afternoon. Maybe look at you don't necessarily have to keep the sort of the 10, 12, 2 o'clock games. I mean, there's more things you can sort of change to sort of entice people, entice crowds, make it easier for travelling teams. I think it's something worth looking at. But I certainly understand, if you're a Sorrento, it's a long way to go to Packen. It's a long way, or Berwick, or Cranbourne, who are very strong in the Sethnal. But look, the best team should want to play against the best, and it would allow, and the weaker teams, it would allow them to sort of rebuild and get better. And for us, we'd be striving to be a Division 2, Division 1 club, but we'd probably need that time against other teams, sort of more our ability, where we can, compete and sort of save some money and have a crack at a higher standard when we sort of got our act together.
Because 2 hours for some country leagues between the furthest club is not that much. They take it in their stride and say it's water off a duck's back.
Well, that's it. I know some, Central Victoria, Western Victoria, you're going 2-3 hours down the road. It's nothing. I was fortunate enough to play a bit of footy out in rural South Australia for a couple of years when I lived over there, and Murray Bridge, so Imperial Footy Club.
Right.
And we, the north to south of the league, we're at about 200 k's apart from Mannum to Meningie, so along the Murray River there. So other country leagues you do travel a lot. So yeah, and those games they started with under 11s. So the first games were on sort of 7, 8 in the morning. So they managed to do it over there. So I can't see why we couldn't do it here.
Good on you, mate. Thanks so much for joining us. Well done today. Great win, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Good on you.